Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations of a psychological, mental health, emotional health paradigm. Doing that as often as we can, usually several times per week. We make that happen for your listening pleasure and hopefully can do that in a consistent and convenient way for you. And we continue to do that as often as we can. We've got over 1,300 of these or so for your listening pleasure, and we can make that continue, hopefully, and improve your quality of life through listening. So, if you're looking for coaching, life, relationship, business, would love to be of advantage to you. Please feel free to reach out at PO Perception on Twitter and or in the About Me section of this YouTube page. Either one will lead you to a connection with me or a member of my team. We can make something happen from there. The first thing there is to look at things from a nature of hating conflict. So people pleasers hate conflict. This is because either the emotion of the conflict is too much for them to handle, or they hate the judgment that may come from the conflict. Oftentimes, people that are people pleasers also are conditioned to believe that they don't have the ability to stand up for themselves in a way that's going to make a difference anyway. Therefore, the over sacrificing piece of things ultimately leads to that less than healthy narrative and then less than healthy set of actions. So that becomes super problematic in a number of ways. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's good or bad fully. It just means that most people struggle in nature of trying to find that boundary in a way that makes sense for them. And when one can't find a boundary, they can also often not find the way to make decisions the way that they often may benefit from doing. Then they will try to de-escalate situations. So the over sacrificing of avoiding conflict also is the act of de-escalation. That means they may overextend the promises they make in order to keep conflict to a minimum. They also may try to make decisions that are going to make other people happy, even if it's to their own detriment, without really thinking about the long or medium range consequences to the overextension and thereby the false de-escalation. Now, they're not thinking about the long range effects, only that they want things to be a little bit better for them in the long run, and ultimately that leads to some challenges with the nature of connecting on a deeper and more committed, connected, and consistent level, which ultimately then leads to a relationship that is out of balance for a number of reasons. It's also not necessarily in a good situation for the average person because they're constantly dealing with continual struggle and hardship. So hopefully, as we kind of take a pause here, and again, we're kind of bouncing that forward a little bit into kind of the next series of things, which comes out to be something more like the over responsiveness. That is the idea that a person feels the need to constantly respond or constantly have answers for other people. This is because a people pleaser is a person who believes that their level of being able to anticipate the needs of others is directly related to their own level of value as a person and as a individual who has the ability to provide at least some level of connectivity to creating balance for whomever is in front of them. That continual need to feel the overall balance, as it were, is in fact a misappropriation, which ultimately leads to a great deal of struggle. Again, the people pleasing thing is something that an individual can work through. However, the challenges with doing it is that most people feel that it's such a part of who they are that changing it feels almost impossible for them, or at the very least, overwhelming in a manner that is super struggle filled. So hopefully this is helpful. Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.